Okay, I'm gonna try and make this short, but I think the Helluva Boss pilot not being canon anymore was a good idea. Now, before you disagree with me in the comments, just hear me out. As much as we loved the pilot back in 2019, there were a few irrelevant things in there that were not in the show. For example, in the pilot, it showed us that the Imp Company, where our main characters work, of course, was a well-known company that all the Sinner demons heard about in Hell. But in the series, we only see a few demons heading to the Imp building for help, as it is shown in the show that we only have a few episodes so far where they've gone on killing missions, which is weird because that's what we expected in the pilot. This means that after the pilot, the show went through some major changes since the story in the pilot was, well, rushed, I guess. Because this did come out after the Hazbin Hotel pilot. Plus, Moxie mentioned his parents being murdered, despite his dad still being alive, and possibly his mother as well, as we didn't see her die. Another thing to mention, that in Blitz's office, in one of his posters, there was a picture of him and his sister, and Tilly, which said sisters, I guess. I don't remember what it said, but it said something like about sisters, meaning that Tilly was originally going to be their sister. But of course, after the pilot, they changed her to Blitz's mother in the series, meaning that the poster that we saw in the pilot means nothing anymore. And to top it all off, Stella looked different in the pilot, but her design was changed in season 1, episode 2, making this scene in the pilot where Blitz is landing on the cake now very confusing since she changed in the series. Plus, we saw the same scene where Blitz is falling on the cake in season 2, episode 2, I think, where Stella is not in her original design, but still in her new design, meaning that the pilot where Blitz lands on the cake doesn't make sense anymore since she looks completely different between the pilot and the series. So yeah, a lot of stuff in the pilot now doesn't make any sense due to the show having more story and lore to it. Plus, with the characters' attitudes, personalities changing as well, which makes a difference to the pilot. Now, as much as I'm sad about the Hazbin Hotel pilot not being on the verge of not being canon anymore, I think the story of the pilot will still be canon to the upcoming series, since it had a little bit more story and lore in it than Helluva Boss did in the pilot. Plus, it gave us an idea of what the world of Hell would look like in the final series. But if they do mention the pilot in the series, which I think they will tell a different story in the show of how they met Alistair and the other characters, because in the second half of the pilot, I think it was kind of rushed when they introduced Alistair, Husk, and Nifty, since I think it was kind of rushed. The first half wasn't rushed, but the second half where they introduced Husk and Nifty and Alistair was rushed. So I think they might change that in the final series of how they met, still keeping the story from the pilot, but yeah, I think that's what might happen. So yeah, I hope you found this video very informative, but these are my opinions. As much as I love the pilots, not everything lasts forever, so yeah. Thank you for watching. Please do not get mad at me. These are only my opinions. You're allowed to say whatever you want, but as long as it's not rude. See you guys later.